Welcome to Locked and Loaded Sports. It's time to lock in, load up, and win big. If you're serious about sports and love cashing in on solid picks, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's get to work. Every week we will be focusing on under-the-radar DFS options who offer strong production for their price. From smart roster construction tips to our final pick, which will be an ultimate boom or bust tournament play, this breakdown will get you ready to build winning lineups. If you're looking for value at quarterback on DraftKings this week, look no further than Dak Prescott at just $5,900, a price that doesn't reflect his matchup, history, or ceiling. Keep this in mind. The New York Giants just got owned by the Washington Commanders, allowing big plays through the air and on the ground. They look lost defensively and completely outclassed by a divisional opponent. Now they head into AT&T Stadium, where Dak Prescott has dominated them throughout his career. This isn't a fluke trend. In 15 career games against the Giants, Dak holds a 13-2 record, with 3,915 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a 102.4 passer rating. The last time he faced the Giants at home, in November 2023, he delivered one of the most explosive fantasy performances of his career. He threw for over 400 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and added 1 rushing touchdown. That kind of production is elite by any standard. And here's the key takeaway. Even half that stat line will return huge value at his current price point. At $5,900, Prescott doesn't need to break records or hawk Tua on his opponent's defensive linemen. He just needs to do what he's consistently done against his team. With Dallas likely to control the pace and Prescott's clear track record of success in this matchup, he offers both a reliable floor and massive upside for GPPs and cash games alike. We're getting locked and loaded with Dak Prescott. We wouldn't blame you for paying up to stack CeeDee Lamb with Dak Prescott in DFS this week, especially with Dak in a great spot against the Giants. However, we wanted to highlight another wide receiver who offers tremendous talent and value on DraftKings for both cash games and tournaments. That player is Ricky Pearsall. Pearsall is priced at just $5,300 on DraftKings and enters Week 2 as the clear #1 receiving option for the 49ers outside of Christian McCaffrey. George Kittle is banged up and may be limited. Brandon Ayuk remains out. Jawan Jennings is injured as well. This is Pearsall's show, and all signs point toward him seeing a heavy workload. In Week 1, Pearsall lit up the Seahawks for over 100 receiving yards, continuing a trend that started late last season. He closed out 2024 with back-to-back games with a touchdown and had a breakout performance against the Detroit Lions, catching 8 passes for 141 yards and a score. Pearsall's role has grown, and quarterback Brock Purdy trusts him in key situations. With limited healthy targets around him, Pearsall should see plenty of volume, especially against the Saints defense that struggled to contain explosive plays in Week 1. New Orleans gave up too many chunk gains and looked vulnerable in the secondary throughout the game. This matchup provides an opportunity for Pearsall to shine in a featured role on a high-powered offense. At his current price, we like the potential return of value, and the upside is clearly there if he finds the end zone or approaches double-digit targets. He is a high upside, low-cost option that fits all roster builds and is on our radar for both tournament and cash lineups. We're getting locked and loaded with Ricky Pearsall. We hope you're enjoying this content. Remember to like and subscribe. Moving on to our next recommendation, while staying in the same matchup, many DFS players will look to pay up at tight end this week, especially for names like Trey McBride. But we're turning our attention to a much cheaper option who quietly commanded elite usage in Week 1, Juwan Johnson at just $3,600 on DraftKings. In the Saints' Week 1 loss to the Cardinals, Johnson caught 8 of 11 targets for 76 yards, leading the team in both receptions and receiving yards. He was second in total targets, functioning as a consistent underneath option for rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler. Johnson opened the game with the Saints' first reception and continued to serve as a reliable safety valve throughout. He was even targeted on a late-game end zone shot, which could have capped off an already strong outing with a touchdown. The matchup this week is tougher as the Saints host the San Francisco 49ers, but volume is king in DFS, especially at tight end, and Johnson is clearly trusted by Rattler. With injuries limiting other options in the passing game, and with the 49ers likely to apply pressure up front, Rattler may lean even more on Johnson as a quick, reliable outlet. Johnson's usage in Week 1 puts him on the radar for both cash games and GPPs. He provides a stable floor with his target share and could easily crack double-digit DraftKings points again, especially if he finds the end zone this time. He's a strong bet to deliver value in a tough matchup and belongs firmly in the DFS conversation this weekend. We're getting locked and loaded with Juwan Johnson. When building your DraftKings lineups this week, you don't need to pay top dollar to get elite usage at the running back position. Sitting at a modest $6,800, Chase Brown offers the kind of locked-in role that DFS players dream of, and he's flying under the radar heading into Week 2. In the Bengals' Week 1 win over Cleveland, Brown rushed 21 times for 43 yards and a touchdown, while also adding 2 catches for 8 yards on 3 targets. The efficiency wasn't eye-popping, but the volume absolutely was. No other Cincinnati running back saw a single carry. Brown's touchdown came early on a patient run that capped the Bengals' opening drive and immediately signaled his importance to the game plan. Even though a few negative runs late in the game hurt his final rushing total, the workhorse role is undeniable. 21 carries and 3 targets in a Joe Burrow-led offense is the kind of opportunity that rarely comes at a mid-range price tag. He now faces a Jaguars defense in Week 2 that showed cracks against the run and could be vulnerable to volume-based backs who chip away for chunk plays. With improved efficiency, Brown has a clear path to RB1 production without needing to score multiple touchdowns. The pricing on DraftKings puts Brown in the same range as several backs stuck in committees or with uncertain roles. But Brown's usage in Week 1 tells a different story. He is the guy in Cincinnati, and that kind of security, paired with goal line work and involvement in the passing game, gives him a strong floor and a sneaky ceiling. We're getting locked and loaded with Chase Brown. Feel free to comment with your favorite DFS play of the week. As we mentioned in the beginning of our video, we are going to focus our last recommendation on the super value play that could boom or bust, but will ultimately give you major flexibility when it comes to roster construction on DraftKings. Last week, we had a big boom with our Jackery Kroski Merritt recommendation. He was priced at $4K flat and exceeded expectations. This week, we are going to try with another running back. And if you're looking to take a calculated risk in large field DraftKings tournaments, then you came to the right place. We are talking about Trey Benson, who is a classic boom or bust value play that could pay off in a big way. In Week 1, Benson saw just 9 touches behind James Conner, but turned them into 75 total yards, including a 52-yard run that highlighted his burst and sideline speed. He also received early red zone work, a strong indicator that the Cardinals trust him in scoring situations, even as a backup. Carolina just gave up over 100 rushing yards and multiple chunk plays to Jacksonville in Week 1, and their defense showed vulnerability on the edges, an area where Benson thrives. If he continues to see 8, 10 touches and earns even a few more snaps from Conner, he has the explosiveness to take any carry to the house. The preseason buzz wasn't just hype. Cardinals clearly have a plan to work Benson in more aggressively this season, and he's already proven he can produce with limited volume. If he finds the end zone or breaks another long gain, he'll smash value at his current salary. He's not a lock, but that's what makes him appealing in GPPs. Trey Benson is a low-floor, high-ceiling tournament play with a real shot at a breakout game against a vulnerable run defense. We're getting locked and loaded with Trey Benson. That wraps up another breakdown here on Locked and Loaded Sports. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest sports analysis and betting insights. More picks, more locks, and more action is coming your way. That's all for now. Stay sharp, stay ready, and get locked and loaded.